Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Daphne from Scooby Doo! Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so I'm going for the cross angle technique. In other words, the way your shoulders are, your hips are going to be opposite, so it's going to be like this, right? So I've got her kind of tilted this way, so I'm gonna tilt her hip up like this, which also means that I'm putting the weight distribution on this leg. That's another thing we should talk about, is weight distribution and whatnot, and why that is the way it is. But basically because all the weight is on this leg, that's gonna put that down at an angle, and gonna angle that shoulder there. So that's just something to think about whenever you do your drawings. Go to art school or art class, or learn your anatomy, but also draw along with me. Let's get this practice going. Let's get this stuff done, because this is why we practice, so we can understand things like that. All right, so I'm just gonna have her standing there being all cool with her detective, I was gonna say detective set, but I'm gonna give her a magnifying glass is what I'm trying to say. And I just can't come around to saying it. But like I said before, that's right. I'm not an artist. I'm just kidding. I'm not a speaker, I'm an artist. So, it's okay that I can't get it right. Or speak right, because I'm not here to speak, even though I am always trying to entertain you. I'm always trying to give you something fun to listen to. And even if it is just my silly old Texas grandpa voice, it's something, right? Alright, so let's see. Gonna raise it up like this. Let's put her hand on her hip. Right? You guys want to talk about my favorite, like the funniest thing in the world to me? What I thought was so hilarious, I couldn't stop laughing. When in the Scooby Doo movie, when they're I think it's the second one, when they're on the Mystery Island. Now maybe it is the first one. And they make a phone call for Scooby Doo, and the guy yells out, a phone call for Doo, or Mr. Doo or whatever, and then Melvin Doo stands up and says, "Do you mean Melvin Doo?" And it's a guy who also had the last name of Doo. Oh my gosh, I could not stop laughing. I just wasn't ready for it. I wasn't expecting that. So it just made me giggle so hard. And it's still one of the best things I've ever seen. Right, so I'm also trying to draw a little stylized looking hand here, because I kind of want her with fancy fingers. I was just talking about that with Sideshow Bob, how I stuck his pinky out and I called it a fancy finger. Yeah, that made me laugh too. I mean, that's really what I'm doing. All of this is just to make myself laugh. Everything I do, just to make me laugh. That's really about it. Because, that's what I like to do. And you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh at yourself. You gotta laugh at, the funny things you like. And there we go. I like that. Looking good. Let's give her a head. How about she's looking off this way? Like that. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Let's draw that that little neckerchief collar too. And of course, I'm really 100% building on the old school Scooby Doo look. You know, I get it. I know. So hopefully this is what you wanted. I know there's been new shows. I know there's the new Scoob and whatnot, and maybe eventually I'll get back to it and do stuff like that. But I really like where it all started, and that's what I like. So that's what I draw. And of course, it's because this is how I draw. This is what I like. Okay, so let's see. So here's gonna be the trick. How do I give her those bangs? How's that hair gonna flow over into that? Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. That's working. Work it, girl. Wow, did I just sound like the oldest man in the world? Okay, looking good. Let me just space out this face. Looking good. Alright, how's yours coming? Are you sketching too? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, that looks nothing like the smile I'm going for. But let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try to add a little bit of detail, then we'll get going. This sketch is working out pretty well. The downside is it's super small, so I don't know how much detail I'll actually be able to fit in here. Alright, not bad. Alright, I think that'll work. Okay, let me erase some of these sketch lines and we'll get going. You stay over there, Mr. Pencil. And then we'll welcome everybody that skipped over to the Sharpie portion. Alright, if you're working with pencil, you just start drawing darker. You just press down harder. I want my Sharpie to stand out, not the pencil line, so I want to erase some of this. Not so much I can't follow it, but enough that it's not going to stand out. Okay, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. I think I am ready. I think that's enough. Let's go. Ow, I just poked my finger. Okay. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pencil finds in the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of my sketch lines, and I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen to guide me on this Sharpie adventure because I can control the line widths much better than that fine point for the fine details like the face. So I'm going to start off with her head. She's tilted this way, looking off that way. So I'm going to start off with the the top lid, like this, just to see if I've got it in the right spot. It looks like I do because they are level. So I'm going to draw the retina, the color part of the eye, like this. And I'm going to add just a little bit of the pupil, the black part, just a dot like that, because this Sharpie is going to bleed if I do any more. And that's all I'm going to do. Just that's it, okay? So, let's see. I'm going to give her a little bit of like a cat eye makeup like this, but I'm not going to draw the bottom of the lid. So I'm just going to come in like this just to imply that there's a bottom lid, but I don't want it to bleed, so I'm going to stop right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw some brows, but I kind of want to draw the hair first, and then I'll work my way back down to the nose and all that mouth. Because the reason I'm doing that is because the way I have her hair is going to go over one of the eyebrows, and I don't want to draw the eyebrow through the hair. So I'm going to start off with the top of the hair like this. Alright, just something like this, just to guide me with where I want it to go, okay? And that'll work. So see, now it didn't quite hit where I was afraid it was going to hit, so now I can do it. But at least I did that first. I wanted to make sure that I don't draw over it like I was saying. So now I can come back and add a little bit of an eyebrow like this. I'm going to come back and add this one like that. And then I can draw the top of her head. And so let me draw the face before I start drawing, I'm sorry, the nose and the mouth before I start drawing the edges of the face. Because I want to control this first. And then I can do the rest. Okay? And that's all I want to do for the nose. I want to add more of the bulb and all that stuff, but if I do any more with the Sharpie, it's going to bleed. How about we do like that? That'll give like the little button nose of Daphne, okay? So here, let me turn this in just a little bit more, like that. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to give her a little bit of a smile. Like that. Top lip. This, and that's all I can really do. Come down here, but I want the mouth open, so I'm going to do this. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now I can draw the edge of her face. Like this. Come down here for the edge. For her jawline. But I gotta also start, ooh, let me give her a little smile like that. I gotta also start adding the thickness for myself, because when I switch over to that Sharpie, it's gonna be super thick. So I like to, me personally, I like to kind of get ready to make it look coherent. Not coherent, but cohesive. That's the word I'm looking for. Because this is gonna get super thick. Let's see, let's draw the headband. Let's see, there's some in front of the headband, so let me draw some hair like this, just to give me an edge. Then I'm going to draw like that, and that'll let me do the headband, because some of the hair is coming from, some of it's in front of it, some of it's behind. So I wanted to do that. Okay. And let me draw the neck down to the neckerchief like this. And I'm going to go ahead and continue with some more of it, because I want to draw what's in front first. That way I don't accidentally draw over it. Okay? And what I mean by that is there's going to be some hair in front of the neckerchief and some of it behind it. So I need to draw that first. So let me come back in a second after I draw this. So I want this part over, so I'm going to come in here and do this. You see how thick that is? That's what I was saying. I want to try to match and get ready for it. And that's all I want to do for that. You'll see why in a second. So for the front, I'm going to come in here and do one of these. Like that. Add this other angle, like the other edge to it. Then I'm going to come back here and do some fine detail on the neckerchief, like this, just to show that it's cloth, you know. And we'll do another one like this. Now, for the hair, I can do something like this, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to draw a little bit of it over the neckerchief. I know neckerchief is a weird word, but it's not a handkerchief and it goes around your neck. But you know what I'm saying? It's strange, but hey, that's what it is. Something like that. So now, let me come back with the big Sharpie, then I'll add some detail in a second. So I'm going to have her hair back, like this. Same thing. I'm going to bring it down like that, and I'm gonna before I go any further, I want to finish the shoulder before I go too far. Okay, so something like that. Alright, but I don't want to do any more. I do want to do more, but I can't because it's hair, and I need to not worry about that right now. Let me actually thin this neck up just a little bit, like that. Alright. Alright, so here we go. So now I'm going to draw her shoulder, and then I can finish up the hair. Let's do this one over here, working out to the hand. So I'm going to draw her shoulder a little up like this, coming down to her arm. There's her side here. Just so you see where we are, let's just go ahead and go all the way down. That's where the skirt's going to be. But it also allows us to draw the back of the arm, like this, because you always got to draw what's in front first, and her chest is in front of her arm. Let's draw a little bit of crease lines, something like that. Oops, I'm going too far. I need to concentrate here before I start adding all this extra stuff, right? So her shirt is going to be something like this. Or I guess it's a skirt, right? Because it's all one piece. Alright, so her hand, I've gotten kind of a fancy hand. She's kind of doing like this, okay? So, this side of the hand is going to be holding the magnifying glass, too. That's what I was trying to say. It's kind of like this. Kind of holding the magnifying glass. So I'm going to draw the thumb like this. That's in front. Then the index fingers like this. The middle finger is a little bit over it like that. Same thing with the ring finger. And then the pinky is going to be extended out. So I want to draw the magnifying glass first. I'm going to draw it in between the thumb and the finger like that. And I just want to draw it like this, just so I could draw the handle and know how much more I need to add. Okay? And so now also I know that I don't need to draw through the finger. I just come out like this. And there you go. So there's the hand. And let me just add a little bit of hand lines like that. And let's see, we'll add like knuckle line like this, just so you can see where we are. There we go. Now I'm going to draw the magnifying glass, but it's not going to be a perfect circle. I'm going to try, but there's no way it's going to be a perfect circle, and I'm okay with that. So just letting you know, whenever yours comes out, if it's perfect, great. If it's not, great. Don't worry about it. Let's just enjoy it, have some fun. So I'm going to try, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to come up like this, because I want it exaggerated. I'm going to go around like this. There you go. Not too bad. Not too bad. How'd yours come out? Let's go back inside, and if you can, and fit like another layer. Again, just to highlight, just to make it kind of cool. And I'll add some line, some light highlight, something like that later. I'm not worried about it right now. Let me try to thicken it up too, just to match how thick that came out. There we go. Awesome. All right, so this hand is going to be up on her hip. So I'm going to draw her shoulder down to her elbow like this. Now I can close off anything I was not finishing, like the hair. Something like that. Okay? Okay, so again, her chest is in front of her arm, so I'm gonna draw down to about right there, because I'm gonna have her hand over her hip. Okay? Like that. And let's see, so because her hand's over her hip, all you're really seeing are the fingers. So we're going to draw the fingers like this. And that'll show that they're over her hip, because the rest of her hand is kind of back behind there, so you can't even see it, okay? Oops. I'm getting too crazy with my lines here. I'm getting all excited because it's cloth, and you know I love my creases and folds. Alright, so let's just draw the dress down. I'm going to come over this way, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect it like this, and I can draw the rest of her legs now. So I've got one leg this way, another one that way, nothing too crazy. Again, I'm going by the old school Scooby Doo gang outfit. So here, let me do this real fast before I forget. I wasn't say cosmetic, but costume line like that. All right. Let's see, and also let's draw like we'll say like a leg line, something like that. Okay, just to show that there's a actual material, not material, the actual flesh under there. You know, not just a big box. So it's her body. You know. So I'm going to draw her leg down like this, down to her shoe. Like that, and on the front of her shoe is like again, going by the old school style, is like this weird little. I wanted to say pivot, but it's not a pivot. It's this little design that looks kind of like this on the front of her shoe. And we'll do another angle at that one. I just wanted to put it on there just to make it look like it does back then. Something like that. I'm gonna draw a little bit of her heel over here, and there's the front. We'll say that's the back. Let's give her a knee. Alright, so now I'm going to draw this foot out that way. So, same thing, I'm going to come down to her knee. Down to that, I keep wanting to say divot. It's not a divot. I don't know what it's called, but we're going to draw down to it, basically. This one we're going to do at a different angle. We're going to do something like this. Again, just to make it a little different, you know, a little old school style. Alright, so I'm going to draw the back of her leg to her ankles like this. I'm going to draw the bottom of her shoe to the heel, off to the side. I'll draw the bottom heel in a second. Like that. Okay, that's good, looks good there. Something like that. Again, a little bit of a knee. And there we go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Daphne from Scooby Doo. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.